Hi, my name is Miranda, and today we're going to be going over the major muscles of the head and the neck. So, when we are thinking about the muscles in the head and the neck region, it's important to remember that they're special, they're unique, they are unlike any of the other muscles in the entire body because they insert into the skin or other muscles rather than into bones. So, because of this, it allows us to have a wide variety of functions that we can do with the muscles in the head and the neck region. So, we can move our head, we can chew, we can talk, we can make the different facial expressions that we make every single day on the daily. And because of the fact that they insert into the skin, it allows us to kind of do those small things that maybe not every other part of your body can do. For example, you can lift your epicranius frontalis. No, you can lift your eyebrow because of the epicranius frontalis, but you can also control how far up your eyebrow goes. So, let's jump right into the muscles. So, first, we will discuss the muscles of mastication. So, the masseter, just a second. The masseter, which is this muscle right here, this kind of rectangular looking one, it its action is to close your jaw. That's all it does. And then we can move on to the temporalis, which is up here. And its function is also to close the jaw. And you probably wouldn't think that it closes the jaw because of where it's sitting, but you have to remember that your jaw or your mandible extends from the tip of your chin all the way up to right here or so. So because of that, your your temporalis muscle inserts in this area right here. Sorry, that's kind of a bad drawing. And it inserts into the coronoid process of the mandible. So let's clear that and jump right back in. Next, we can look at the buccinator, which is this muscle and this muscle. And it's actually only one muscle, but it's kind of covered up by this one right here. But just pretend that one's not there, and this whole thing is the buccinator. And its only job is to, as far as mastication, is to hold food between the teeth. It also has another function, which we will get to in a moment whenever we discuss the facial expressions. And that's the three main muscles of mastication. Obviously, there's others, but I'm not going to go over them. I'm sure your professor will. So, whenever you are looking at facial expressions, there's quite a few more, as would be expected. So, let's just jump right in. Here you have your epicranius frontalis, and it is the one that I told you helps you raise your eyebrows. But, yeah, that's it. Then back here you have your epicranius occipitalis, or you might know it as the occipital belly. Its only job is to pull the scalp posteriorly, and it fixes aponeurosis. Okay, right here surrounding your eye is the orbicularis oculi, and its job is to close the eye. And by closing the eye, it produces blinking, squinting, and it draws the eyebrows inferiorly. So your epicranius frontalis, which is up here, draws the eyebrows up, and then your orbicularis oculi draws the eyebrows back down to their normal resting position, or possibly even further, kind of how you can furrow your eyebrows. So the next one we'll talk about is the zygomaticus major, which is right here, kind of the bigger one, and the zygomaticus minor, which is the smaller one right there. And their job, they do the same thing. It's your smiling muscle. It raises the lateral corners of the mouth upward. So it allows you to smile again. Next, we will discuss the orbicularis oris, which is right here. And its job is to close the lips. And by closing the lips, it purses and protrudes the lips, such as kissing and whistling. The next one we will talk about is the mentalis, which is this little one right here on the edge of your chin. And its job is to wrinkle the chin. And it also protrudes the lower lip. Next, we have the buccinator, which is this one right here. Remember, this is the one that I talked about as kind of roughly rectangular, but I told you it had another job, and its other job, it's right here. Its other job is to draw the corner of the mouth laterally, and it compresses the cheek, such as whistling. So you can whistle because the buccinator kind of makes the cheek smaller than it naturally is. The next one and the last muscle we will look at is the platysma, which is right here, this large muscle here. And its job is to tense the skin of the neck, and it depresses the mandible and pulls the lower lip back and down. So, this was just a quick video over all of the muscles, well, not all of them, the major muscles of the head and the neck region. But we didn't go over the trapezius here. And I didn't even mention the epicranial aponeurosis, which is here. And we kind of mentioned that that's what the occipitalis, no, I'm sorry. The epicranius occipitalis, that's what its origin is. Sorry, I couldn't remember the word there for a second. So, we didn't go over everything that we could have, but that's just the major ones that I personally had to go through in my anatomy and physiology class. And another thing that you'll most likely have to know is the origin and insertion points. And those are hard. Not even gonna lie. I struggled with them, and that is why I didn't make as good of a grade as I wanted on the exam. Because there's so much. But I found that the best way to study them is to write them. So I would write the epicranius. I just had one moment. I'm sorry. The epicranius occipitalis's origin is the epicranial aponeurosis. And once I figured out where all of the muscles were, I learned where it helped me to figure out where the origin and insertion points are. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Please let me know if you have any questions, but I would advise asking your professor because I'm just a student like you. Okay, thanks.